guys! Welcome back to another Colorful Keto with Dory. So we've got some workout song. We're getting together tonight with Gary and Alyssa, and we're going to talk about hustle or hot mess. How do you go from hot mess to hustle? So I'm super excited to meet them. Just for the record, we haven't met them yet, and I'm super excited. I really hope you guys love meeting new people as much as I do. Hello!
Hey there. Hi.
Oh yay, we've got sound.
Well, I just can't hear you too well right now.
Oh no, I can hear you awesome.
Yeah, okay. You just kind of went quiet there when we joined on, but we'll see how it goes here.
Awesome. We'll cross our fingers and our toes. My last live, we had a few technical issues.
What was that? Sorry?
I said, we'll cross our fingers. Last one, we had sound issues.
Oh, shoot. Okay, well, let's hope not then.
Yes. let's hope not. So first, why don't you introduce yourselves to all of my people?
All right, well, I'm Gary, and this is my wife, Alyssa. We are gym owners up here. We live here in Ontario, Canada. We've owned a gym for, what has it been, 2-3 years now?
Nice.
Yeah. Did you want to kind of tell them about how it all got started?
Yes. So initially I worked for a big box gym, and I just wasn't happy with what I was able to provide for people, so I kind of branched out on my own a little bit, and I was on my own for about a year when Gary joined forces with me and just kind of helped explode things, for lack of a better term. He's the brains behind the marketing and all of that, and so he's really been able to help bring us forward, and together we've built a pretty good team.
I love it. And Canadian, I love even better. I'm in Alberta, Canada, so we're also Canadian.
Nice. Yeah, I was wondering when I found out it was mountain time. So
yeah, well, they have that in the States too. I'm discovering. I'm getting my degree in time zones. I don't know about you guys. So let's start with. You said you kind of just started on your own, but what's step one? So let's say, for example, I messaged you and I said, Alyssa, you know what? I want to do this fitness thing. You know what? I think I've got the hustle. Where would you start? What would step one be if you said, you know what? I want to be my own boss. I want to do what you do.
So I think the first step would definitely be to get your mindset right. You definitely have to be in that right frame of mind. Whether it's fitness or whether it's starting a business, you have to really want it. You have to have that reason why, because it's not going to be easy. For the first little while it's exciting and stuff, but
we see a lot of people that they're like, oh, I know I should all of these things, but until you really flick that switch yourself and you're like, have made the decision for yourself instead of hearing all this stuff like eat this, don't eat that, do this, don't do that. You need to make the decision for yourself before anything else.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. You have to decide.
I agree 1,000,000% in any decision. If it's diet, if it's life, anything, mindset, 1,000,000%. I love that. So I guess my first question would be, if you were talking to somebody like me, I'm in my early 40s. I've never really exercised. I've just recently started doing just kind of a small exercise challenge. It's not something that's, a regular for me. And a lot of my ladies are in the same position. So if I was to message you and say, okay, so you know what, I've been eating healthy for about a year and a half. I've lost a bunch of weight. I don't really know where to start with exercise. What's step one with that?
So it kind of depends if you're looking to get started kind of on your own. Looking for a little bit of expertise is always usually a good idea. Getting some advice, whether it be like a good online resource or something like that. But I usually recommend my clients start with body weight type exercises, okay. Like your squats and your lunges, stuff that you can do pretty much anywhere at first. Work with all your functional movements.
Okay.
And then go from there.
Yeah, I would agree. Definitely start slow. Know your limitations. Definitely listen to listen to what your body's telling you. But yeah, like you said, definitely start with some body weight stuff. Don't just go into the gym and grab the heaviest weights and start trying to lift them like you see some of the people in the gym doing, because that's not a good idea. You're going to hurt yourself, and then you'll never end up going back to the gym anyway. So definitely start slow.
We have a lot of clients that tend to come to us in that stage, like they've tried many different things and they've hurt themselves, or they've tried and failed and tried and failed and tried and failed, and it's just they haven't either made the decision, as we talked about, or had the right kind of guidance or environment to feel comfortable and secure to be able to start.
Awesome. So I have a question about going to the gym, because I think like most people, I've tried to do it a few times. And, you know, I bought the 2-year gym membership and I went 2 times and I paid for it for 2 years. And then the next time I bought the 2-year membership and I went for the free tanning, and I I went to the gym twice, and then on the 3rd time I just hid out in the yoga room and pretended I was at the gym. So how do you get past that? Like that, I don't want to go to the gym. It's not social there. I don't know anyone there. I don't know the right exercises. I'm not wearing the right outfit. So how do you get around that and get to the point where you love the gym?
Well, I think that really comes from some of the big box gym kind of mentality, where it's just access to equipment. And it can be very intimidating for a lot of people. A lot of people don't go in there and they don't know what to do. They don't know where to start. They might feel like they look stupid. A lot of the people in there can be intimidating. So they get discouraged, and maybe like yourself, that could have played a part.
So you really want to find a place that you feel comfortable going.
Okay.
That's where at our studio we really try to promote a comfortable, welcoming environment where people don't feel intimidated. That's one of people's main concerns when they come to see us, is that, oh, am I gonna look dumb because I don't know how to do something? Am I gonna be the worst one in the class? We've got lots of concerns like that, and we've got modifications, and all of our instructors are really great at showing you options, and everybody around is super, super supportive and just understands that everybody's there for the same reason, trying to better themselves. And so finding an environment where you feel comfortable is super, super important. That's one thing our clients relay to us, that we're very proud that we do well, that they feel comfortable to be there and they want to be there.
Whether that's to finding some expertise as well to help guide you and like to show you what is right, what you should be doing, give you a good idea so you're not just walking in there super confused and then heading for the tanning bed like you did. So
yeah. Well, and what should be our checklist for a gym? Because it's really easy to say, find one you like, but what things should we be looking for? In most places, you can't really try before you buy. You're in or you're out. Either you're buying for the 2 years or you're not. So what kind of things should we be looking for? Like, for example, there was no guidance where I went. I just kind of wandered around and asked strangers how to do machines. Sometimes they helped and sometimes they just looked at me like this and backed away really slowly.
Yeah, you find some people are helpful.
I'd say it depends what you're looking for that teaching style. Finding those offers classes, a wide variety of classes that you can try to do different things that work with your tool, or maybe there's an online program different that you could that you don't feel so long, you can follow along and give it a try. Either work up or down based on it.
Definitely for if you want staff, it's going to be it's going to make you feel comfortable. They're not going to be looking on you at all, and they're really going to be welcoming you as soon as you come in the door, and they're really great.
Awesome. Okay, so we're getting a little bit glitchy, but our picture is awesome, and you look fabulous. So I'm going to say that's not the worst thing that could happen. Yeah. So we're just going to cross our fingers and hope for the best. So I want to talk to you a little bit about running your own business and balance, because I think it's really a huge misconception that running your own business gives you extra time. Like, oh, it must be so awesome to run your own business, and you just lift weights for a living, so it must be so fun and easy for you. So let's talk a little bit about life balance and how much time you actually dedicate to starting your own business, because I think people misunderstand in the first few years how much they're really going to have to give.
Absolutely. We've been at now, and we've just really started cutting back our days to about 10-ish hours on a short day. We put a lot of hours in, spent a lot of time, a lot of weekends building and rebuilding and coming up with ideas and trying to figure out how to make money stretch. And
yeah, it's if anybody thinks it's easy, it's definitely not. For at least the first 2 years, we were 12 to 14, sometimes 16-hour days, and people get that misconception about it because we are now getting to the point that we can single our time a little bit more, so we're actually taking our first actual week off with Steve and Stephen, and we're not going to be there. But it's a long time for us to get to the point, and it doesn't mean the work ever stops. Yes, we have the freedom to put that there. We're there from start to finish making. And I think that is from we can bring. People think that because we can take a Wednesday afternoon off because we make our own schedule, but we're going to have to make that time up on Saturday and on Sunday, and we still have to put all those hours in, but we can we're a little bit more flexible that way.
And little people know sometimes we're taking the afternoon off of studio, and we're out doing videos that are also for this in one way.
Well, yeah, it's all posy. It's all posy. But it's a little different. When you work for yourself, that work is still there. You might have the freedom to take an afternoon or go on a family trip, but that work is still going to be there for you waiting. If you were working on a program, guess what? Nobody did it while you were gone. You still have to figure that out. So when you're thinking about balance, how do you decide how much time do I dedicate to building my business? And at what point do I have to say, okay, I work until this time. This is cut off. This is my boundary. So when you're starting out, how much did you struggle with setting that boundary? And how did you decide as a couple what your limits were?
Well, we really didn't set that boundary.
Nobody does.
I don't think there was any boundary there at all.
It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah, so I think it was until last May that we brought on 2 new employees, one full time, and that made our life. Sorry, I wish we had did that earlier, brought on some more help, and that's been allow us to leave a bit and not be there until the end of the night at o'clock. So
yeah,
we really sometimes we'll just get to a point where we're like, okay, we're going crazy. We need to take a couple days to just relax, and it takes getting to that point. It takes a lot of self-awareness to learn how much time that you need and what things you need to be doing to be able to keep going at that steady rate. A big part of what we've been learning the past couple of years is how to enjoy the process. Because it's a lot of work and we've got big dreams that we're working really, really hard for. And so right now, while we've got limited commitments and whatnot, we're working really, really hard. But we're slowly realizing too, as time goes on, that we're not really working at a sustainable level and are learning to take a little bit more time for ourselves when we need it.
I love that, because you know what? You can run hard all the time and burn out in a year or 2 years or 5 years, and then none of your dreams that you had become realized, and you don't get to help all those people. So I love that you're learning to do that, because I think a lot of people who start their business, they don't understand until they get to the point where, you know, exhaustion sets in, your marriage is falling apart, you know, nobody's done laundry in your house in a month. So I love that you guys are finding that balance. So how do you stand apart in a market like fitness? Because everybody knows that every corner has a gym, anybody can buy equipment and do it at home. So how do you find your niche? How do you find your tribe in the fitness world and draw them to you?
Well, I think that kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, that very variable atmosphere. We want everybody to feel very comfortable because of the problems that a lot of people face about being intimidated by other gyms. As well as what you said, we will let people try out our programs. We have drop-in rates. We have all different kinds of options. That was one of the main driving factors, I think, when Alyssa realized that she really wanted to start this business, because she wanted to be able to offer all kinds of different options, as opposed to the big box gym where she was working, that it was very, like you said, you have to commit to 2 years and so on and so on.
Awesome. To be able to make it a little bit more affordable, and we have found too that we are developing a little bit more of a niche as well. Our ages kind of, we have a range from kind of like mid to late 20s to which?
Oh, we have all the way up to maybe like 60, 65, I think.
Wow. And everybody loves it.
And everybody loves it because everybody can push themselves as hard as they want to, and we offer limitations and modifications for anybody that needs it as well.
Awesome. So while our sound is really, really good, let's give you some time to do a shameless plug. I want to know where you're located, because I think I might have people local to you that would like to come and check out your facility. And when we're done, I'd love for you guys to send me all your links that I can add. But I want you to talk a little bit about what facilities you have and what programs are available that you guys provide.
So we're in Woodstock, Ontario.
Okay.
It's kind of in between London and Kitchener. We're just outside of Toronto.
Okay.
So that's where we're located. If you know anybody in the area,
I do.
Send them our way.
And so we do run a class-based studio. So we run all group fitness classes, starting at 6:15 in the morning, running until 6:30 or 7:30 at night. Well, not all day long, but we've got early morning, mid-morning, and evening classes. And we also offer fascial stretch therapy, which was kind of how things really took off initially. That's a table-based assisted stretch that gives results similar to a massage. And I recommend everybody give that a try. Anything else we need to say?
Not right now. I will say a little bit. We have something kind of big, but I can't just talk about it just yet. But that hopefully will be coming out in the next few weeks. So stay tuned.
Okay, and where do we have to go to stay tuned? Tell us everywhere we can follow you. Because I found you guys on Instagram. So what are your names on Instagram, and where else can we find you? Where else are you?
So the studio handle is at Natural Motion Health.
Okay.
And then we've got, obviously, Carrie Hazeleger.
Yeah, my Instagram here, Carrie.Hazeleger, and then yours.
I'm at Limitless14.
You can find us Facebook as well. We're both on Facebook. Natural Motion Health is the business page on Facebook.
Okay.
NaturalMotionHealth.com is our website.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, if you guys can just send me a message with all those links together, I'll add them up, because we're live on Facebook right now too, and I'm going to save a version for YouTube. So if you guys can send me that, I'll add it all in there for you. Anything else that you want to add, send me up and we'll add it. So I just want to thank you so much for your time. And I want to give you guys a closing thought about general fitness and making a decision to live a better life. If someone is on the fence deciding, what would be your advice? If someone messaged you and said, I think maybe it's time to, kind of get healthy. Maybe. What would you tell them?
My closing thought would be to say to someone getting started, just to find that underlying reason why you want to lose weight. Because like I said earlier, it's not going to be easy. You're going to need extra motivation when it gets tough. Whether that's, you want to keep up with playing with your grandkids or kids, whether you want to be at the beach and wearing a two-piece bikini or something like that. Whatever that reason is, you really find it and really focus on that.
Even if it goes back to, say, in high school, in phys ed class, you could never do the push-up challenge or whatever else, and you just want to be able to do that one push-up. Find a deep emotional reason why, and learn to love yourself and know that you're worth working for.
Oh, I knew that I had to talk to you guys. I knew it just from looking at your profile and the stuff that you have posted that we have very similar thoughts about these things. So thank you so much for your time and for motivating people and for just being out there on the ground floor every day. We adore you, and if you have time to do it again sometime, let me know. And we're glitchy again.
Thanks a lot for having us on.
We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Have a great night, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
You too.
Bye. Okay, so it looks like we might have an odd, glitchy evening this evening. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, updates. Thank you, technology. But we made it through. I think we got most of the information. I had a really, really great time. I hope that you guys had a really great time. I will meet you back here in 35 minutes. We're getting together with Spirit Warrior Wendy. It's Getting Over the Hump with Dory and Wendy. And we're just going to do 20 minutes of silly science and fun. And today we're going to talk about self-love, self-care, and for Pete's sake, go to the doctor when you need to. See you guys in 35.